Hey, David, welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Yeah, tell us who you are, what you do.
I'm Dave Arato. I own Lexicon Legal Content. We create SEO-focused content for law firms and law firm marketing agencies throughout North America. I've been working on
Awesome.
that pitch for a little while.
Yeah, I like it. I like it.
Short and sweet.
How did you get into this space?
Honestly, kind of fell into it. Post-law school, during bar study, started writing content for a small agency that no longer exists. Realized I was pretty good at it and had some content ranking #1 on Google within a couple weeks. And I realized at the time that there was a huge market for this. At the time, no one was acting as a content provider to agencies at scale. So saw a market opportunity and I took it.
Awesome. And what's been like, I'm just curious, what did you charge your first client?
Oh, I couldn't even tell you. It was 15
Couple
years ago.
$100?
Probably $40.
All right, you are officially the lowest guest.
No,
for
I
the
mean,
first
sorry.
project.
For a 500-word piece of content.
Oh, okay. All right.
That's
I got
what
you.
I want to clarify.
I started off with a $500 website.
Mm.
And a lot of times whenever I do ask that question over the past 12 years, it's funny. Like a lot of people are at 500. I'm like, well, why did we pick 500? I don't understand.
Sure. That's a weird arbitrary number.
It is. So what's been a big surprise for you over the years of running your agency that you didn't think would happen?
AI. That's an easy question. So, we create content, we create written content. So things were going along for a decade, a little more, and December of 2022, like it was a sea change in the industry. All of a sudden, there was a robot that could spit out what took us an hour to do, 2 hours to do in 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Didn't see that one coming, but it's changed the nature of the work and it changed the market significantly. But it's actually been nothing but good for our business.
So talk more about that, because
Sure.
a lot of people look at, AI as, especially with what you do, you write content for the legal market. I've had sponsors in the past that were strictly content writers and their business is just up and ended and kind of gone away. So how has this been good for you guys?
It has freed us up to focus more on high level strategy and create better content more efficiently, less expensively for our clients.
Yeah.
So what AI has done is democratized or created no barrier to entry to create generic, clean content and put it on your website. But that means then it has no value anymore.
Yeah.
Both from a financial perspective and from a search perspective, right? So if all of us have access to the same tools, which we do, you've got an internet connection, you can get on ChatGPT, go to Claude, go to Gemini, whatever you pick your poison, right? And tell that robot, that AI, that LLM to spit out 1,000 words on what to do after a car accident. It's going to do it and it's going to be fine. But none of it's going to rank because everyone's posting the same content. It truly no longer has value. So the way we're adding value now is by really creating content that truly provides value to the reader, that truly has our client's brand voice infused in it, that signals to Google experience, expertise, authority, and trust, EEAT, and that has flags of locality that AI wouldn't do without significant prompting. So it's not enough to go and just expect the machine to do the job for you.
Yeah. Well, I always tell everybody, we all have the same tools. We all have the same resources, but we all have the different data. And that's really what really kind of can separate a lot of different things. I mean, think about like with our business. I mean, you probably get on Meta, Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn and probably see the same ads that I do as an agency owner. And it's just all this stuff of, hey, I promise you this, boom, boom, boom. And there's just thousands and thousands of people now that are doing what we've been doing for the past 12 years. But what they
Yeah.
don't have is the 12 years of data that we've built up in order
Sure.
to kind of leverage AI and the data. That's where I feel AI can really separate the company, the brand, and really kind of put a, even more like, that's what I remember when I came into this business, there was probably 2 or 3 people doing what I'm doing now. And
Hmm.
all they did was write blog posts.
Yeah.
I was like, and I guess maybe too, it was kind of lucky on my part that I hate writing. I was really bad at it.
Sure.
I still am, but I was like, I'm really good at video. And so I started doing
Yeah.
video, and that
Yeah.
separated us. It gave a face, a personality versus just this regular content writing that we're all, we've been seeing for years and years.
Absolutely.
So what excites you about the upcoming, era of using AI and really kind of all these businesses? Like I look at it as, especially when digital marketing came. When I started my agency in '99, digital marketing was just we called it interactive marketing, which is kind of funny,
Sure.
right?
Hmm.
And then, it was always a separation between traditional agencies and digital agencies. And then when social media came out, separation between digital and social. Same thing in AI. I look at it as we're just all agencies. It doesn't, like, we
Yeah.
should be doing all this.
Yeah. Absolutely. I just, I think that the binary thinking of this is AI search and this is SEO search is likely going to go away. That's something I
Explain that a
predict.
little bit more. What are you talking about?
So I think that like in my agency world, right, we're focused on search engine optimization, or we have been for the past 15 years. We're creating content for SEO purposes. And right now in our industry, I see people attempting to define SEO as distinct from optimizing content or a website for the AI engines, whether it's ChatGPT or Gemini, or for the AI overviews in Google. And like, I think actually the AI overviews provide a real tangible example of this hybrid model that I think things are going towards, where, I mean, to Google something has become a verb, and we still talk about it. Even if
Yeah.
you search for something on the internet, you Google it. Now, the first half of the page is typically AI results. The last statistic I saw, I know legal because it's my vertical that I'm in, 76% of legal searches result in an AI overview.
And that's
So then what?
above the sponsored links.
That's right. And then you got sponsored, and then you've got organic, right? So what does position one mean anymore?
Yeah. Yeah. The
You know,
organic position one.
what does that mean? What, like, position one is now being on, it's the equivalent of being on page two. And right now, I think what's interesting to look at is the data, and there's numbers all over the place on this, as to what the overlap is between the organic results and the AI overviews. Right. So, like, is SEO a distinct practice? Is it a distinct discipline from AIO or AEO or GEO or
Whatever
whatever
anybody,
you know,
when dummy makes up.
AIEO? That's right. That's right. I wish we could just settle on one so I can optimize my website for
No,
it.
no one's ever going to settle on one until a couple
That's
of
right.
years down the road, because
That's right.
Neil will make up one, and then some other Yahoo will make up
That's right.
one and try
That's
to
right.
claim it, right?
Yeah. Neil is now talking AEO. So that's what we're
Yeah,
optimizing for now.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, I look at it as too. I mean, think about, a lot of web traffic has gone down. Like, you've probably
Yeah.
seen this with your clients, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Where, and a lot of times if I go to Google and I Google something, I see the AI summary, all that kind of stuff. I'm like, a lot of times I could get it just from there. And I'm not clicking to their website. Like, I'm finding the information that I need, but it's coming from that one source.
Yeah.
And I might not go to that website, or, what I used to do. But I also look at it this way, right? Like, I have a I have a 19-year-old son and a 15-year-old son now. My 15-year-old, I want to learn how to drive a stick shift because that's
Yep.
a lost craft,
It's
right?
it's anti-millennial anti-theft device. Is that right? Is that right?
Exactly, right? And so I
Yeah.
just bought him this 2000, Jeep Wrangler TJ, right? Oh, like all it is a fucking wheels, a bucket, and a tire. Like that's all it is.
I've got one sitting in the garage.
There you go.
2006. Yep,
Right.
I
And
know
I've
it.
always been a Jeep guy. And
Yep,
so I bought him, talk about just sitting in this thing, kind of traveling back to the 90s with the bad radio and the
100%.
loud, and like all
Yep,
this. I'm like,
I love it.
yeah, it's great to get in
Love
something that you can feel everything.
it. Yep.
And so, but in order for me to get to that point to buy that for him, I watched a ton of YouTube videos. I did a lot more research on YouTube than I did anywhere else, like on
Sure,
Google, even though
sure.
obviously Google and YouTube are the same. So I think I'm just curious, like, what are your thoughts, or do you have any thoughts on like AI on YouTube? Because I go to YouTube more than I probably go to Google now
This
or
is
chat.
not sure, sure. I We don't do any YouTube marketing for ourselves, and we don't write scripts, so it's not a place that I don't feel qualified to answer the question. I will say this, however, because I think content is content in the end.
Yep.
Authenticity is now at a premium,
Yes.
right? And I see like Julia McCoy. You familiar with her?
No.
Okay, futurist AI. She actually had a content shop similar to ours, bigger than us. Her AI avatar is doing all of her content, all of her YouTube videos.
So she's not
And
doing her videos anymore.
no, she's created an AI avatar, and that's what's doing it. And like, I don't know if the tech. I assume it will eventually get there where it's indistinguishable, but I can tell that it's not a real person doing this
Yeah.
content. And I think that again, authenticity is at a premium now. People want real human connection. So, yeah, that's my answer there.
Yeah.
That, like, I don't think it's there to create synthetic content on YouTube yet.
Yeah. I'm seeing all kinds of ads everywhere of, create your AI avatar. And, it's pretty close, which is scary.
Yeah.
I've, as this episode's probably coming out, I've probably been doing a video a day, short form video for the past 90 days. So as we're recording this now, I'm like in day, I think 25.
Sure.
And so it's just, and yeah, I could have AI generate it, but like you said, being yourself and being real and making sure the videos just on your phone, like you can hear the outside, you can hear the wind or whatever it
That's right.
is.
I agree.
Now, there's something that goes to that we'll always want, because we want a connection. We want a connection with people, not a freaking machine.
Yeah, absolutely. And your AI avatar can't attend the conference, and it can't shake the person's hand. It can't go, do the networking event. So like that authenticity, I think, is playing a bigger role in making true business connections these days.
Yeah. How are you using AI outside of just trying to get your clients ranked in the engines, in the models? How are you guys using it internally? Are you guys doing anything creative that way?
We are experimenting with a lot of stuff. So like just workflow stuff right now. So we're doing millions of words of content for our clients every month. Thousands of files are coming in, hundreds per day. And routing those files to the correct account manager, to the correct editor, and then ultimately to the client is onerous manually. And we've tried like with some automations in the past that haven't worked well just due to human error, right? Like if you like mistitle a file, it just gets lost in the ether and then you got to go track it down when you're doing like a Google mail filter or something like that. So we're trying to use AI right now in different ways to connect. We run Google Workspace, so like connect our Gmail to our Airtable, and then ultimately Airtable to our clients' platforms, whether they're on WordPress or if they're running Monday. So there's less manual digital asset management going on. We're experimenting with different things right now.
How are you getting your team to buy in on it? Are they threatened by it, or are they excited about it?
It depends on what part of the team you're talking about. So our writing staff, understandably, was freaked out. They were freaked out 3 years ago. The way we got them to buy in there was we created a kind of, I'm going to call it a thin layer wrapper on both GPT and Claude that really streamlined so let me back up a little bit. We still have clients that we do straight up human content for, that they want it and it's working and they like it. And we have writers that we've paired them with in the past. We have other clients that are literally asking us, how can you get this number down using AI? So for those,
so they're coming to you to lower your fees.
Yeah, okay. That's right. We want twice as much content at 50% of the previous rate, right? Like that's, I mean, I'm making up those numbers, but that's kind of what it's like. We created a thin wrapper app that really streamlined content creation, where you could drop in the firm name, the practice area, the marketing language that they want to use, the tone, etc., rather than reprompting chat or Claude each time. And that the buy-in was the proprietary app that we created that our writers liked using. On the operational side, buy-in is not hard because it's making their life so much easier.
Yeah.
The writing staff just was freaked out that they were going to lose their jobs.
Yeah. I want to go back to the clients that are coming to you going, I want twice as much content, but I want to pay half.
Yeah.
All right. When did that first happen?
I'm trying to think back. So probably mid 2023. So, okay, let's do some timeline really quick. December 2022, ChatGPT drops. I play with it right before Christmas. I look at my wife and I say, I got to go take the Colorado bar because we're out of business. Like that was the conversation. That didn't happen, obviously, because we're here having this conversation. There was all kinds of talk that Google was going to devalue AI content, that it was going to ding AI content, that had AI content filters, that a flood of AI content was going to put such, it was going to be so taxing on Google's crawling systems that it was going to just ignore it. Well, it turns out, I think, that we realized 2023, mid-year, later in the year, that Google didn't have the resources to distinguish AI content from non-AI content. And I don't even like using those terms because the idea that any content that's being created now is binary, like, sure, some people are posting things on the internet that they are literally copying and paste out of ChatGPT. But if you use Grammarly to edit your content, that's AI.
Yep.
Right? If you run it through Claude and say, hey, could I tighten this up any bit? Is that then? So if you write from scratch and then use Claude to refine it, is that AI content? I think the binary structure that we have is not a good way to talk about it. So mid 2023, end of 2023, I think it became clear, and Google actually put out a statement. They updated their policies and they said, we don't care how content is created so long as it's providing value and is helpful to the reader. And then for your money or your life fields like law, medicine, finance, you need to demonstrate experience, expertise, authority, and trust. So when Google made that statement, that's when our agency partners started looking at us and saying, hey, how can we get costs down? How can we create more content? Leverage AI, but don't leverage it too much, right? There was always this smell test about it.
So did you freak out a little bit when your clients were like, I want twice as much, but I want to pay half the amount? Like, how was there an opportunity to say, yeah, we could do twice as much for the same amount, but we can't reduce it because there's still like explain kind of the strategy and all that kind of stuff?
Sure. I mean, there was that opportunity there. And obviously, like, content quality is paramount. But I think anyone who says that content cadence, which then translates to volume, like, content for the sake of content isn't good. No one's going to make that argument. But content cadence is important, and content cadence does translate to volume. So there was an opportunity for us to say, look, your client's competitors are going to be pumping out twice as much content. So let's do this math. Let's double the volume 50% of the cost, and we can make it work if we can keep our margins, which we were able to do. Was it disruptive? Absolutely, fuck yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Just, I remember I've even heard people, there was, especially within bigger companies, because we have a lot of agencies that we work with that work with some big name brands, like the Fortune 50.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, you cannot use AI for anything. Like they had to actually have it in their agreement. And I'm like,
Sure.
what are these people thinking?
Well, I think you're doing a disservice to your client, first of all,
Yeah.
if you're saying that. Like, why wouldn't you want to do something as efficiently as possible? Right.
Yeah.
And the second thing, too, is if you've got a remote team, I've seen some people in this industry guaranteeing 100% human content. I think that's a term without meaning, right?
Yeah.
I think that it's clear to me, I've literally written something from scratch using my brain and my fingers and run it through the AI detectors and come back likely AI. So the detectors don't work.
Mm-hmm.
If your team's remote, you can't observe. What are you going to put a camera on their computer?
Yeah.
And see what, or like monitor their desktop? So how do you guarantee that? I think it's disingenuous to do.
Yeah, I agree. Well, this has all been a lot of fun, David. Is there anything I didn't ask you that you think would benefit the listeners listening in?
No, I think this is great. Thanks, Jason,
Cool.
for having me on. I've
Awesome.
really enjoyed it.
Thanks so much for coming on the show. And for everyone listening, look, we have an amazing event, coming up at Elevate. If you go to Elevate My Agency in Phoenix, Arizona, it is an event of 50 agency owners getting together, talking about what's working. We have a number of different sessions on AI and where agencies are going. And really, we want to connect you to the best agencies. So make sure you go to elevatemyagency.com. And until next time, have a swank day.